This video is brought to you by Mad Campers.
Definitely recommend traveling around in this because the dudes that own it are really rad. The cool thing about this is that this is also a door. Living Tiny has given me that opportunity to travel and come to New Zealand and film tiny homes and take pictures. I travel with more like toys and things to do activities with than I do actually clothes. So what's up everybody? This is Brad with Tiny Home Tours and I'm in the beautiful country of New Zealand traveling around in a Mad Camper van. So come check out the inside. First thing you notice when you walk into the kitchen is that they have an induction stove, which is great. It heats up really fast and it cooks everything really well. Down here, I've got an extra butane stove, just in case there is an electrical issue. I have a backup option. That way I can still cook if the batteries go. They have really nice, beautiful wooden countertops and a sink. The sink's really nice. It fits a lot of dishes. I'm pretty lazy when it comes to cooking dishes. I love cooking, but I hate cleaning dishes. So I always usually put it off to the next day because I like to relax after I eat food. They do have a lot of water storage. I've only had to fill it up once and I've been in it for about 10 days now. So it's been great. Up here in the kitchen, we have some storage. The storage up here is mainly used for, there's an electrical kettle, a toaster, which I haven't used either one of these. I think these would work better when you're plugged in at a campsite using shore power. But there is something up here that I do use a lot, and that is the French press and the kettle. I drink a lot of coffee and I can't function without it in the mornings. So I boil the water here in the kettle and in the French press, which have been laser engraved to say Mad Camper on it, which I thought was kind of cool. Down below here in the kitchen, we have more storage. There's a little tiny trash can here, as they call in New Zealand a rubbish bin. It's perfect. It has like little plastic baggies that work, and I throw my rubbish out every 2 days or so. And on this side, we've got our cutlery drawer, which has all the cutlery needs, a knife that also has the Mad Camper logo on it. On this side of the countertop, there is a flip-up countertop that gives you more prep space. That's actually kind of a lifesaver because if you don't have that extra space, cooking in here would be impossible. But it is nice to have that option to raise and lower, to have an extra amount of space. I do like that. I think that's my favorite part about the kitchen, is that they have that goes up and down. One thing about this van that's really cool is they have a bunch of windows that kind of flip in and out and give you views of wherever you are and let some light in. They open up this way. So if it is raining, you can still have the window open and get some nice air draft in here. And especially when you're cooking, I turn on the fan here and it sucks all the condensation and smoke and stuff right out. All right, so continuing on with the kitchen, we have the refrigerator here at the edge of the bed. It's a 12-volt refrigerator. This refrigerator has been super efficient. I really enjoyed this. One thing about the refrigerator that's really cool is it opens up this direction and it opens up this direction. Then back here, I have food storage, like the dry food storage. So like pasta, hot sauce, which is important, olive oil, canned food and some snacks. That stays in there. All right, so my name is Brad. I actually film for Tiny Home Tours, and I'm currently in New Zealand traveling around in a Mad Camper van. It's not a Sprinter van, but I would say it's an equivalent to a Sprinter van. It's got all the bells and whistles, and it's a super cozy place to travel around while I'm in New Zealand. Came to New Zealand to film Tiny Home Tours, so this is why I'm here, and I've been traveling around New Zealand now for 10 days, but before here, I was in South Africa filming there, and I am lucky enough to be spending my time here in this van. It is really cool, really cozy, and I'm really enjoying it. All right, well, welcome to the living room, as I call it. First thing you notice, it's kind of like when you first walk inside the van, there's this L-shaped couch here, which is really cool. It's nice. It's a good, comfortable place to sit. Underneath this one here, I have been storing like all my computer equipment and things like that, just kind of tossing it in there so it doesn't slide around or fall out of anywhere. And then under this one, there's also storage, which I have been using for dirty clothes. Again, on this side, there's another big window like there is in the kitchen. It's the same idea, but the cool thing about this is that this is also a door. So no matter which way you're parked, you could always open this up and have a killer view, have wind come through both sides. I really like the fact that there's two doors. There's an upper storage cabinet here, which has the little broom, some hot water bottles. So if it does get cold, you put boiling water in here and throw it in your bed, keep you warm at night. Some cleaning stuff, some toilet paper. You never know when you'll need extra toilet paper. Back here, there's a little bit more storage where I just put like my coats and hats and stuff like that, just so I'm like right at the door, I can put everything in it. And then right here, this is the dining room table. It lifts up out of here, and then there's a pole, and you pop right in the hole in the floor, and then you take this, pop it right there, and then you have a dining room table where you can eat at. I do some work at the table as well, edit photos, edit video, get everyday work done. Over here is the electrical panel. I will say the electrical system in this van is really rad. It's got about 450 amp hours of lithium battery. It's got solar panels, and it has a DC to DC charger. I think a 3000 watt inverter. So, you know, if you're driving around often or it's sunny outside, you don't even think about electricity. But we do have a little battery monitor there, a little 12 volt USB chargers, and then all the switches that control all the lights and everything inside the van. I did shower in the van today. There is a hot water heater. It runs off the electricity. You just crank the van up, and the DC to DC charger keeps everything about level while you run the hot water heater. I took a military style shower, so I don't use up so much water, but it was nice and warm, and I'm clean. There also back here is a cassette toilet. So little RV cassette toilet that is pretty good to use in case of emergencies. There's toilets everywhere here around New Zealand, but there are regulations that they call self-contained vehicles, which this is one of them, and it gives you more options to stay around free campsites spread throughout the entire country. It is illegal to stay in those campsites if you aren't self-contained. So it's a way for New Zealand to keep the wilderness clean and the areas surrounding it clean without people polluting or throwing their stuff out. It also makes sure you have to have a gray water tank as well and a sink. It just keeps everybody in check without dumping all their stuff all over the country. So I've got this van for 2 weeks. I'm not new to van life. I've been traveling around in cars, vans, buses, sailboats, name it. I've pretty much lived in it for the last 5 years. So this is actually one of the more cozy rigs that I've actually ever stayed in. I'm a photographer and videographer. Taking photos is my passion. So sometimes to take photos of the things you want to do, you got to travel. And so living tiny has given me that opportunity to travel and come to New Zealand and film tiny homes and take pictures. So welcome to the bedroom. I'm not sure what size bed it is, but it's plenty big for me. I usually sleep in small beds anyways, just because, I don't know, I feel cozier that way. So I only take up like half the bed, but it's super comfortable. It's long enough for me to lay down, which I think is important because I'm pretty tall. I'm 6 foot, but it is long enough for me to sleep, which I do enjoy because it is comfortable. Next to the bed, there's another window over here, just like the other ones. It also has the screen and the shade. There's also a TV in here. I haven't turned it on. I do watch TV at night, but I just use my iPad. The iPad does use less electricity than the TV, so I don't use the TV much. Over here, there is some more storage. There's an extra blanket in here just in case you get cold. And then they also threw in a bunch of towels. So while traveling around, I don't know about you, but I always forget a towel. Well, they gave me like 4 towels, so pretty sweet. So welcome outside to the garage. We have tons of storage. Back here is my surfboard bag that I travel with. I travel with more like toys and things to do activities with than I do actually clothes. So they did throw in a couple chairs and some outdoor tables, which are nice to have when you're at a cool spot. You can just like pop the chair out or have the table and eat outside and check out the whole area. They also provided a chili bin. what they call them here in New Zealand, but we call them coolers in the States. Under here, there is a fire extinguisher, which is important to have inside of a van just because of safety reasons. You don't want any fires and you want to be safe. So the hot water heater's under there, the inverter, the entire electrical system is inside of here. There's a water tank as well. There's also shore power. The little connector is on this side, but this is the wire that you store here to, if you go to a campsite that does have power, you can plug in through there. This is the toilet. This slides out and you just dump it in the black water dump sites that are everywhere here around New Zealand. And it's pretty easy. I did it today. And then this thing is really cool. This is actually one of my favorite parts about the van. It's like a hose and it's got crazy pressure. So this was really cool to wash off your feet, surfboard, wetsuits. When I build a van, I'm gonna put one of these in it. Well, it's starting to rain, so let's head back inside. Definitely recommend traveling around in this because the dudes that own it are really rad, super helpful, local people that are passionate, and it's not just a big corporation. So I do recommend renting out a rig like this and traveling around and experiencing it, seeing if it's something that you like or you don't like, and then learning from it. If you want to follow me along in my adventures, my Instagram's The Average Brad, and don't forget to subscribe to Tiny Home Tours. The more you watch, the more videos I can film and the longer I stay on the road. So yeah, I will hopefully see you guys during my travels, and let's hang out.